So now we're going to graph a system of linear inequalities. So it kind of comes from that last example, but what you do is you graph the first one, then you graph that one, graph and shade. And the second one, you graph and shade. Let's put the shade in because sometimes students forget to shade. And then you look for, then you really shade the intersection. All right. And I'll try to show you in two colors. That'll help. Okay, so we're going to take the first one and we're going to graph it. So we have x minus y equals 1. Now I'm going to change that to negative y equals negative x plus 1. Divide by negative 1. I'm putting it in slope-intercept form. Y equals x minus 1. Okay, so that one's going to be an intercept at negative 1, slope of up 1 over 1. Now I have to decide, is it a solid or dotted line? It's dotted. Remember, because I have the equal to part. Okay. And kind of make it take up the paper. Okay, now we're going to try the point 0, 0. So I have x minus y is less than 1. That's the original. I'm going to put in 0, 0 and see if it works. 0 is less than 1. True. So that means the 0, 0 point worked. So it's all this side over here. Okay, now forget about that line. Okay, we did the first one. That was the first line. Now do the second line. So I'm going to switch colors. Sorry, it's in red. They don't give me a lot of colors anymore. Okay, so I'm going to say, oh, you know what? Let me make that an equation. Okay, equals. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put the 2x on the other side. I'm going to divide everything by 3. And I get y equals negative 2/3 x plus 4. Okay, so my intercept is at 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, right there. And my slope is down 2 to the right, 1, 2, 3. Down 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so those are points. Now, is it solid or dotted? It's solid this time. Because it's got the equal to part. Okay, now we have to find out if it's going to be, which half is shaded. Now it's either the above part or it's the below part. I'm looking at the red line. Kind of ignore the other line. Okay? All right. So go back to the inequality. 2x plus 3y. Is it greater than? Yeah. Greater than or equal to 12. Now I can use 0, 0, so I'm going to. 2 times 0 plus 3 times 0. Is that greater than or equal to 12? Well, I get 0 is greater than or equal to 12. True or false? False. 0 is not greater than 12. Okay, so that point doesn't work. So it's the other side of the red line. It's this up here. Okay, so you have graphed each of them individually. And hopefully it's getting easier and making some sense to you. Now what you really have to graph though, we have to like really shade in, is where both the red line and the black line work. See, when you have those two lines intersecting, you have 4 sections. So is it section 1 that works for both of them, or 2, or 3, or 4? Well, see this section over here, this one, it only works for the top line. This section only works for the bottom line. This section doesn't work for either one, but this section up here, this is the one. Sometimes my students get a highlighter and they use a highlighter to color this in. That's nice, but you don't have to. You can just kind of darken it in with your pencil. Okay, that's the section that works for both inequalities. Okay, all the points in this section here that I've darkened in, all those points work for the top inequality and the bottom inequality. All right.